In our last video, we showed you how internal tags can help you make good use of Buzz's data management flexibility, and we used an example of a young dog named Happy as we found her a bottle-feeding foster. The next thing we're going to do is get Happy trained. Now, like we did with the last video, to find what we need, we'll head over to our report section. But this time, we won't be searching in the Dog Fosters tab, we'll start in the Volunteers tab. Using our internal tags report, you can see that we have several people to choose from, and just like we did earlier, we're going to filter using a term to narrow down this list. So in this case, we'll use the word train, and as you can see, once we do, the choice is down to Harper, Mark, or Tony. I like Harper for this job, so I'll choose her. But while I have her contact info here, before I reach out, I'm going to quickly head to her profile and check her availability. Here inside Harper's profile, you can see her contact info, where she lives, and that she's available a few days a week, one of which is Saturday. Perfect. I'm going to write her a quick email to see if she's available this week, and I can do that without even leaving the profile by heading down to her timeline area here. Now, once you've typed it out and sent it, a copy of that message is recorded here in her timeline, and let's say she gets back to us and unfortunately she can't do the training because she's out of town this weekend. Well, that's no problem. We'll simply head back to our reports area and we'll take a second look. However, this time, instead of using the internal tags report, we'll explore another useful out-of-the-box report we built called Preferred Responsibilities. Now, it's fairly similar to our internal tags report in that it helps you narrow down your choices, but in this case, it's pulling up relevant data from this rescue's volunteer applications, not their internal tags. Now, all Buzz clients use their own custom volunteer applications, so this is just sample data, but you can see here that each volunteer has answered questions about how they can help with dogs, how they can help with cats, how they might help with people, such as by doing home visits or handling adoption applications, or how they can help with the organization itself, such as by helping at events, with social media, fundraising, etc. By filtering using the term train, you can see that it narrows down the list, and there are 3 familiar faces there we saw in the internal tags report: Mark, Tony, and Harper. However, we also see that Ernest Hemingway and Jack London have also offered to do training as well, and the only reason these 2 didn't show up in the internal tags report is because no one ever added training as an internal tag to their profiles. Alright, so let's say we think it's time to give Jack a shot at training, so we're going to head over to the right, grab his cell number, and we're going to give him a call. And in this case, let's imagine he agreed and that yes, he can do this training, and not only that, we don't have to wait till Saturday, he can actually do it tomorrow. Perfect. If we want, we can also head over to Happy's profile and enter that in her timeline so that the activity is recorded and everyone, including the foster, will be on the same page. To do so, we would simply choose Add Event, set it for tomorrow, and voila, all done. Now you can see that new event is in Happy's timeline, and what's more, if we were to head back over to the dashboard, which is where you land when you first sign in, you would see that it pulls in information from Happy's profile here too, so any rescue director is able to get a bird's eye view of their operations as soon as they log in, and they'll always know who needs to go where on any given day. Besides the dashboard, we can also use our reports section to explore much more than just training events. Now this time, instead of the Volunteers tab, we're going to use the Dogs tab, and here you can see that we have a number of pre-built reports all Buzz members can access right out of the box. So with just one click, you can explore all your litters, or you can search your animals by their internal tags. You can also see which animals have no applications listing them as someone's preferred animal, or you can pull up a list of who's due to be spayed or neutered over any given time period. You can also pull up financial reports to see how much money you've brought in from adoption fees, or generate monthly outcome reports. Even better, if there's a custom report that you want that isn't here, we'll build it for you free of charge, and it'll always live here in your custom reports area. In fact, because we built Buzz based on the suggestions and requests of our customers, most of these standard reports actually started out as somebody's custom report. We've also built out a number of national and state reports as well, even though not all of those are shown here. And because we have clients in almost every state and province in North America, we know how important it is to have quick and easy access to that kind of information once you put it into the system, whether you're pulling data for local departments of agriculture or putting together documentation in order to apply for and receive grants. Buzz reports are powerful tools you can use to stay organized and access and filter data more quickly, so if you have any questions at all about how you can adapt Buzz to a workflow that works best for you, don't hesitate to email us with a question, or even better, book a quick chat in our calendar for a Q&A.